Welcome back. Now today we're joined by Mr. Amon Haufiku, Director of TVET Programs at Welwitchia University. He is to discuss an exciting initiative from the School of Agriculture and Nature Conservation, the Mobile Soil Laboratory Exhibit and Soil Training. Now this hands-on training in collaboration with the GIZ and the Ministry of Agriculture aims to equip students and professionals with essential skills in soil fertility management, testing and climate-resilient farming practices. Mr. Haufiku, good evening and thank you so much for being here.
Good evening and thank you for having me.
Now, to start with, perhaps you can briefly just introduce the soil management for sustainable agriculture training and, of course, what the main objectives here would be.
Thank you so much. The soil management for sustainable agriculture is actually to complement to the training that the students are getting from the vocational training from our Murani campus. In terms of how they can utilize fertilize the soil, because instead of going and buy, the fertilizers, so you can use the resources that you are having at your disposal, just to make use of how you can fertilize that, what is the importance of that, soil fertilities, and then of course how they can apply those skills, in the real world when they are in the field of agriculture. Basically, in short, that's basically.
So who exactly is this training, aimed at, and why is it important, this training?
The training is very important. Actually, the participants or the recipient of the trainings are our level 2 students that are currently undertaking agriculture training at our School of Agriculture, Welwitchia School of Agriculture and Nature Conservation at Murani. So currently we have 60 students that are doing different courses in agriculture, crop production, animal husbandry, and farm machinery. And this initiative is just to, complement on the training that they are already getting from the from their curriculums. So in terms of how they can also utilize the soil. So in terms of ensuring that it's fertilized, you have fertilizers, so that you can be able to, make your land or your soil to be more fertility, to be able to be productive, and in that regard as well for them to be able to making sure that so when you produce your crops, at least they can also be able to be sustained with today's climate change, because climate has changed, and then sometimes you might find that maybe the rain, you have not gotten enough rain, but if you have proper fertilizers, then your product could be able to grow as well.
Maybe you can expand on that, because I was going to ask, how this training contributes to climate smart and sustainable agriculture within the country.
Thank you so much. So in that regard, for it to contribute to that climate smart the training, let me just quickly check in here. So the training would actually, in terms of adding to that climate smart, is that for them to be able to be practically oriented, because the training would enable them to be practically oriented, and then of course to enable to come up with fertilizers that will be able to be sustainable with the climate as it goes, to ensure that when you have your soil, because we need to look at the type of the soil. So it's the silt soil, it's a clay soil, it's a sand soil, and how you can be able to fertilize that particular soil to be able to be productive and to yield more results in terms of your crops that you are producing. And in that regard, what they use is that they're also using things like, for example, you have your old, take just the grass, the old grasses there, that they can be able to make use of it and to fertilize it. And in that regard, that would add more value to your product actually. Yes.
I want to ask about the collaboration between Welwitchia University, the GIZ and the Ministry of Agriculture for this program. Speak to us about that.
Thank you. Actually the collaboration is just to have the three parties. So you have the academia part, you have the GIZ, which is from the international point of view, and then of course the Ministry of Agriculture. The academias, so the Welwitchia is producing, it's more focusing on the academic. And then of course the GIZ will bring in the component of, of how that the actual hands-on activities, and so to complement to our training. And then the ministry would making sure that at least there is, whatever that the training is given is in relation to the policies that we are having, the, national policy in terms of agriculture. So at the end of the day, this program would add values to our graduates, and more especially when we are in today's world, we are talking about entrepreneurs. So when they would become farmers, entrepreneurs, at least they know how they can be able to utilize these skills to enable them at least to be able to, produce more crops in that regard.
Also tell us on that note, will there be any follow-up or, support for the participants after the training has been completed?
Yes, of course, yes, there will be. And actually what will happen is that in that particular training, they are not only students, they are also trainers. So we are going to use the concept of training of trainers. So the trainers would also, again, transfer these skills to the other students that are coming in, and also those that are on industrial attachment. So it was just lucky for those ones that are currently in, so that they get that skills. And again, they will also, again, transfer to the others. So these are the skills that they will be living with them, and that would enable them even when they will become entrepreneurs, So, and it will also enable them to be, to save some cost. Instead of going and buy fertilizers there, so you can make your fertilizers yourself and making your soil more fertile, and to be able to produce more appropriate crops that you would need in more efficient way or in more quicker ways. Depending on the climate, because like I said, the climate nowadays you find, like this year we have sufficient rain, maybe next year we do not have. So, but if you make up your fertilizers, some of them maybe to know that no, this one can enable the crops to grow very fast, so that even if you get not enough rain, at least you can be able to harvest something in that regard.
Mr. Haufiku, your final remarks this evening?
My final remarks is just to appreciate that the opportunity, the opportunities, and of course this gesture that we get from the GIZ and the Ministry of Agriculture in providing this training to our trainees to complement what they are getting from the academic, so that this is a hands-on that would enable them at least to see that yes, you are not only supposed to go and buy fertilizer that are done by other people, so you can use the expertise that they are given now here to be able to come up with the fertilizers and be able to at least, and that would be going through to all others, so they can share these skills to the others. So it's a training of trainer concept that we are using, and we are really happy with this. And again, for the NBC to, again to publish this through this, to air this in the airs, so it will also add value to our product. So we would want also to use this last opportunity to invite the prospective students that would want to join Welwitchia at our campus at Mururani, the School of Agriculture and Nature Conservation. So they are welcome to join us. They can always join us on our website, www.wu.edu.na. So that's our website, so they can get more information in terms of the admission requirement and etc. etc. So that's all what I could say for now. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for being here this evening. Thank you for your time.
So, thank you.
When we come back, we continue with this evening's program, so do stay with us.